if you noticed, but there is a very strong theme in our readings today. I don't know if you can put your finger on it, but that in other denominations this would be called a Good Shepherd Sunday. And it's pretty clear. All of our readings have something wrapped around our Good Shepherd. And in particular, that 23rd Psalm, which I suspect that most of us read it without even looking at the page. That we knew it somewhere deep within us because we have heard it so many times before and we have recited it and read it. And the 23rd Psalm is a great comfort. There's something so comforting about that image of that good shepherd guiding us and keeping us. Now, it's interesting about this image of the shepherd that at that time, particularly in the Middle East, the symbolism of the shepherd was popular. This imagery was hugely popular. It was not just popular with the Hebrew people who saw the shepherd sort of, God as the shepherd. Hammurabi, who wrote, the Code of Hammurabi, king of Babylon, he called himself, I am the shepherd of my people, and I am a good shepherd. So, you had people calling themselves shepherds. You have the imagery in ancient Greek art of the youth who has the sheep over his shoulders. We call it the Kriophoros. 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 So that's as best as I'm going to pronounce it. But this imagery, this idea of the shepherd was very popular. And the danger, though, of course, of that is that it can also take on a little bit of a quaint feel. Sometimes we imagine for ourselves, the shepherd standing out there in a field and there's all this beautiful green grass and he's just sort of standing there. No, little sheepy, come back over here. Good sheepy. And that's about it. It's not unlike our own mythology that's wrapped around cowboys. I mean, think about it in your mind. As soon as I say cowboy, you immediately think you got a hat on, he's got on his buckskin, he's ready to go. Yippee-ki-yay! We have an image in our head of what a cowboy is and what a cowboy does. And it too can be a little quaint, but if not totally unrealistic as to what is the lifestyle of an actual cowboy and the work that it entails. And it is indeed grueling work. So with this image, we have these two images there that are so delightful, but the reality is nobody wanted to actually be a shepherd. I mean, that job stunk. And for that matter, I'll just let you in on a little hint here, having known quite a few cowboys in a cowboy state, that was really, really hard work. You don't necessarily want to do that. It's difficult. We can have an image in our mind, of that shepherd standing out there in the green field, but when in fact, in the Middle East, there were no green fields necessarily. You had to wander with your sheep, climbing over difficult rocks, keeping them from falling off of things because, God bless them, sheep are pretty stupid. I mean, they're cute. They really are. So, we've got that going for us. We're good looking. But sometimes we don't make the best decisions. What a shepherd has to do is a shepherd has to keep his flock together. And he has to keep them moving. And he's got to find suitable food for them. Safe water. Not just some gross little puddle in the ground, which apparently that is pretty popular for sheep to drink out of gross little puddles and get themselves some sort of intestinal bleh. So, sheep, like I said, cute, not very smart. And a shepherd has to protect his sheep from those who would come to steal sheep, from wolves, from animals. This is not a meek and mild individual. He has a rod and he has a staff. That's not there because it looks good, but because you hit people with them, or you yank your sheep back. The image is not just an image of quaintness, but an image of power. And what an interesting thing where it places us is that we are the sheep. We're not the assistant shepherd. We're not the sheepdog. We're the sheep. And he is the shepherd, leading us, guiding us, encouraging us forward to follow. Perhaps poking us out of our complacency. Well, couldn't I just stop right here, Lord? Keep going, sheep. But I just will have a little sip from this puddle over here. Move it along. Don't drink that. That is the Good Shepherd. In this image of the 23rd Psalm, what we have here is true dependence, a recognition of our dependence, our dependence on God. And there is great comfort in that and strength in that, and knowing that we are held in the palm of his hands, and we will not be snatched away. That God protects us and guides us and loves us, leading us. And all we really need to do is follow. Now you would think that wouldn't be hard, but we're sheep. We're cute. But sometimes that we have to follow. You know, in this image, though, of the shepherd, like I said, it's a popular image. Quaint, but no one actually wants to do that work. No one but one. One who is willing to lead his sheep, lead them through dangerous places and keep them healthy, supply their need, and one who's even willing to lay down his life.